Michelle Cooper, and welcome to my studio. We all have a stack of abandoned watercolor paintings, some unresolved and others overworked. There just might be a few undiscovered treasures that we can pull from the collection, however. So it wasn't that I hated this watercolor, it's just that I felt that all the parts that I liked were separated from all of the sort of empty areas in the painting. So I started out with the idea of getting perhaps one or two bookmarks from this original half-sheet watercolor painting. I painted this on 140-pound cold-pressed Arches watercolor paper, so that would make a nice thick bookmark that could last quite a long time. I plan to spray it with a sort of a fixative so that it doesn't get soiled or ruined. And I think this is my favorite part of the whole painting. I cut a window out of a piece of copy paper the size I wanted the bookmark to be. So I want it to be 8.5 inches long by 2 3/4 inches wide. I'm just using a regular metal edged ruler and my X-Acto knife to cut that shape out after having traced it with a pencil. Okay, so let's see how this looks when it's all by itself without any of these surrounding painting. All right. Yeah, that'll make a nice bookmark. Well, we can't go back now. We got a hole cut in the middle of our painting, don't we? That was before. Now, what can we do next? This section here, I'm going to cut that out. It's off the side at the top. You'll see in just a second where it's coming from. I think that could make a nice bookmark without too much additional work on it. Ah, that'll work. Okay, I see a few other places I could cut some things out, and here I put them all back in before I show you 5 different bookmarks. First one, you were with me when we cut this one out of the middle, so that's one. Then the second one, I cut off the side here. I didn't have to do anything to fix that. The next one, though, with the sailboat, that sailboat wasn't in there before. The next one, I added an artist at the easel next to a tree. And the following one, I added 2 people on the beach, and I fixed up the trees a little bit better. So I managed to salvage 5 bookmarks out of an original 15 by 22 watercolor painting. All my favorite parts, or else some parts that could be redeemed by adding an additional focal point or fixing up a few things that needed to be on the original images. So there's the one with the people on the beach and a little bit of line work in the trees here to make them more interesting. That's one. Here's 2. Here's the artist at the easel. And I didn't do too much of the tree because I wanted the focal point to be the artist. That's 2. Okay, here's the one you know. I thought that the fishing pole was a bit clumsy looking, so I made it a little bit thinner. I put a twist on the end, very end, and some sparkles along the edges. This one didn't need anything. I just signed it and ran away with it. And the last one, number 5, actually came from just to the right-hand side of the previous one I was showing you. But I put a wash in the foreground. You can see it's darker there. Yeah, and then I made a sailboat and a few little reflections. And those are my 5 bookmarks from an unhappy watercolor. So instead of taking my painting and tearing it up and throwing it away, I cut it up into 5 whole new compositions and had a great time in the studio. It's great practice too for working on your compositional skills. I hope this gives you some ideas next time you think about throwing out a painting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.